So after about a decade in development, Black Adam has finally been released. Will it be the movie to get DC back on track, or will it leave them stuck between a rock and a hard place? I had to do it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully Streams. I post videos every week about which movies are actually worth your time and which ones are just hot garbage, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you keep adding to that never-ending watch list. And today I'm excited because we're talking about the brand new DC superhero movie, Black Adam. All you need to know about this one is that it follows a slave from 5,000 years ago that was given the powers of a god to free all of his people. But after he gets a little bit carried away, he gets locked up until someone wakes him back up again in the present day. And that's all I'm going to say about the plot to avoid any spoilers. Now, jumping right into it, the best thing this movie has going for it, and DC comic book fans are gonna love this, is that they don't try to turn Black Adam into an anti-hero. He's just a straight up villain in this movie, which is exactly what you want to see. He might do some good deeds, but that's because he wants to do them, and for no other reason than that. Like, you look at the Marvel side of things with like Morbius, Venom, and I'm assuming Kraven when that one comes out, they keep taking these traditional awesome villains and forcing them to do good, or maybe facing them off against someone that's just worse than they are as an excuse to do some heroic acts, and I hate that. I want my villains bad to the bone, and for the most part, this movie kind of gives us that. Black Adam kills, I don't know, 60 people in this movie. I actually heard they had to tone down the violence to secure a PG-13 rating. You already know they better give me that director's cut, let's be real though. The Rock really pulled off a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool type of situation here, because you can tell he's super passionate about playing this character, and it also took him forever to get this movie made. Like, he's arguably the biggest movie star on the planet right now, so the fact that they're not just greenlighting any movie he wants to do immediately is saying something. And say what you will about his acting abilities, I thought he was fine here. You know, Black Adam isn't really a dialogue-intensive character. He likes to show you what he can do rather than tell you what he can do. So he worked in this movie for me. Black Adam's kind of like Kratos from God of War. Strong, silent type, just mowing down this list of people that have wronged him and not losing a wink of sleep over it. And this movie's at its best when Black Adam's let loose and just icing guys. The visuals look fantastic and the action sequences are super addictive, and it all fits in with that Zack Snyder tone, both in the look and the subject matter. This is a popcorn movie through and through. This movie's absolutely jam-packed with characters, and since this is the first time we're seeing all of them up on the big screen, they don't all have enough screen time to feel fully fleshed out. Like, you think about Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and how hard it must have been to balance how much each of those characters are involved, but we know all the players already from like the 10 previous movies, so you could just drop them right into the action, no introduction necessary. But that is where this movie feels pretty bloated and messy. Hawkman and Dr. Fate are great in this movie. Aldous Hodge is really good as Hawkman here, and Pierce Brosnan is one of the best comic book movie castings we've gotten in recent years as Dr. Fate. It was also great just seeing my childhood James Bond go out there and kick ass again. No laser wristwatch required this time. Adam, Smasher, and Cyclone are really the ones who suffer here from not getting enough screen time. There's just not enough there for me to care about them yet. And outside of those characters, this movie can feel like a slog when no heroes are on screen. It doesn't happen that much outside of the first 20 minutes, but that beginning is pretty touch and go, let me tell you. When it comes to the plot, it's actually a pretty self-contained story, which I wasn't expecting. It almost all takes place in just one single location. And I feel like a common critique of superhero movies is that they try to do too much or take you to too many different places. So in that regard, it's a pretty good origin story. Like, you'll never be confused about what Black Adam is trying to accomplish here. It might be a messy journey on your way to that end goal, but you'll never be confused about what he's trying to do. Wake up, kill anyone that wronged him, take back his home, real simple. On the flip side of the coin, everything you're getting is still pretty surface level when it comes to the plot and the dialogue, which I'm sure is to be expected here. It does handle humor better than recent MCU outings. Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm looking at you. But it's not gonna win Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars next year, let's just put it that way. The thing that's interesting about Black Adam is that it's not a great comic book movie, but it's a very solid foundation and jumping off point for what I think is about to come. You know, if The Rock is on board, that he's not gonna just make one or two movies and then dip. He's coming for total world domination, which should make DCEU fans very excited. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if they're able to pull this off, The Rock's going to be looked at as like the savior of the DCEU, which is insane. Black Adam probably won't knock your socks off unless you're a diehard DC fan, but it will make you hopeful for what they're probably setting up behind the scenes. It looks fantastic, it's non-stop action, and there are moments in here that'll make fans go crazy, but it does get pretty messy with how many characters they introduced us to, giving us a storyline that's nothing we haven't seen done before, and offering up some very bland dialogue. All in all, it's definitely a fun time at the movies, and after that credit scene, you'll definitely be smelling what The Rock is cooking. Black Adam gets a Sully score of 3 stars. So that's my review of Black Adam. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to go check this one out or if you've already seen it already. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys at the next video.